Good afternoon. This is Gina Brooks, and I am with the Produce Human Resources Department. I actually do the Monday Moments, and you might recognize my name from there. I want to thank you so much for all your nice comments and feedback. I am thrilled that some of you are getting a nugget of information or inspiration from the articles. I absolutely enjoy doing them, and I thank you for your support. But I thought it might be interesting to do a video message because so many of you are working remotely and there's so much collaboration through video. I thought, why the heck not get on board? So today we're going to talk about leading during crisis, and I want to start off by reading a quote that has been a favorite of mine for years, and it's from Maya Angelou. It starts off, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And as a leader, particularly as a servant leader, our job is to lead from the heart, and our job is to ensure that the needs of our staff are met always before ours. So I think that quote is ideal during this period of time because as leaders, we need to ask ourselves, are we making our employees feel safe? Are we making our employees feel informed about what's happening? Are we making our employees feel that we empathize with the fear and uncertainty that they're going through? All of those should be a yes. We should be making our employees feel all of those things. One of the tips I want to give you in terms of leading during crisis is the importance of remaining calm and confident. I'd be lying to you if I told you that I have been calm and confident as a leader. At least when I go home, I break down, and I've had a few tearful moments, and I've had some moments of honestly feeling like, wow, I don't know how much more I can take. But when I show up for work, I have to let all that go, and I have to show my staff that that everything's going to be okay. This is a high stress time, but we're going to get through it. And as leaders, they're looking towards us for that clarity, for that confidence. So if you need to go home and have a bottle or three of wine, knock yourself out. But when you come to work, as much as you humanly can, try to remain calm and confident. And this is the time where we need to put on our leadership wheels and roll. I totally just came up with that. I do not know if that makes any sense. This is like my 18th take because I'm actually in the office holding down the fort, like many of you leaders are, and the phone keeps ringing, and so I keep having to stop. So I keep making mistakes and I'm losing it. So thank you for your patience. I think you guys all know I'm kooky from my writing anyway. So anyway, another tip for leadership during crisis is to be honest. I say that because employees, they don't need to be lied to or sugar-coated. I mean, it is what it is. They're getting a lot of information from the media, from reading their friends, family. So it's important for you to be as honest and forthright with the information that you have, but it's also okay to tell them that you don't know the answer. Because frankly, I have gone through a lot of webinars and training on all the new leaves and all the information. It's like information overload, and still I don't know all the answers. And I think if you're honest with employees and say, look, I got you. I'm going to look into this and I'm going to get back to you. Do not worry. We're going to get through this together. That's an appropriate response. I don't think anyone expects leaders to have all the answers right now, but I think they want to know that you're looking into it. So be sure to communicate directly and honestly with your staff. And in terms of communication, you need to communicate regularly. And at this time during crisis, you should be communicating every day, even if they're working remotely. more so, in fact, because you are going to be leading and managing and holding employees accountable in a whole different world. And there's got to be a lot of trust there, and there has to be a lot of follow up there from the leader's point of view. You're working with some employees that are working at home remotely, and you need to find ways that you can communicate daily, whether it be video, whether it be chat, whether it be video chat, messenger, whether it be a phone call, whether it be a quick meeting where you're sitting 6 feet away. It's important to do a checkup from the neck up with your staff just to see how they are, where they are in their assignments, and check in with them. See how they're doing at home. We should be doing a well-rounded check of our employees and making sure that there's nothing that we could provide them that we haven't already. And another thing that I believe is important during this time is collaboration. I have to say that's probably been the most positive thing that has come out of this for me as a leader, is the collaboration with other HR professionals, and I've never seen so much sharing of resources and information than I have during this crisis. People have been so willing to help and share, and the community is incredible how people join together during crisis. And I'm seeing that now, and it gives me so much hope. And I've made a ton of new contacts just from this crisis. And it is very humbling and very hopeful to know that there is so many people out there willing to help during times of crisis, and we need to tap into that collaboration, and also make sure that your employees are a part of that collaboration. I mean, I always feel like the employees are the ones with the brains. They are the ones with the ideas. The problem with leaders is they're not tapping into it enough. So if you're not asking your employees, they're not going to tell you or volunteer necessarily. You will have a few that will, but a lot of them keep that great information inside. So I always try to encourage my staff to bring ideas. A matter of fact, one of their assignments this week is to come up with ideas of how we can engage our staff that are laid off and how we can engage employees from home. Those are all things that you can get from your employees who can help you with some of these ideas. You don't have to come up with everything. It really is a team effort. It's a collaborative effort. The last tip I think I'll share today is about empathy. And I think that no time more than now do leaders need to practice empathy. This is not the time to micromanage. This is not the time to care about a minute here or a minute there. This is the time to understand that staff is going through a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty. And as leaders, we need to be as compassionate and empathetic as we humanly can be and still be able to get our work done. I mean, you can look at anything. Statistics show working from home, it's not as productive. It just isn't. Anyone can say whatever they want. It's just not. But isn't that okay for right now? For people to feel safe? It's okay that you might not know 100% of every minute what they're doing. You should have goals. I mean, you should have expectations that are met for sure. But also, if there's any time that we should be flexible as leaders to ensure that we have a workforce that's willing to come back when all of this is over, it's now. Because this is the time where employees need a supervisor, need a leader that understands their challenges. Because our employees have a lot of challenges right now. A lot of them have little kids and they're having childcare issues, and they're having family with medical issues, or they're high risk for the COVID-19 virus, or they're fearful that they're going to that they have it and they might give it to a family member. So if there's any time that we need to be empathetic and maybe a little bit more flexible as leaders, it's right now. So I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I will do some more of these in the future if you enjoy them. But thank you, leaders, for staying strong during a really, really difficult time. And that's really when you know you have good leaders, is when you see them picking their employees above themselves and being the last one standing and holding the fort down when their staff doesn't feel comfortable and would prefer to work at home. So thank you very much, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week. Signing off. Bye.